This is the hip extension assessment. To perform this assessment, you're going to need either an incline bench like this, or it could also be performed on a chair. And you want something soft that you're going to be able to place the knee on. Now, ideally, when we're setting up for this, we want to take the knee back into the corner of this upright bench or the seat that you're performing it on. But if you find that this is too much of a stretch for you, you might need to place the knee a little bit further forward and find some space there. Wherever you place the knee, what we have to look at is this angle of the hip and the torso. So right now, this angle is closed. So I might need to move myself forward so I can contract this glute and push the hip forward. We're trying to create a straight line from the knee to the hip to the shoulder. So that rib cage is staying down. We're bracing through our midline. We don't want to arch the back here, okay? We want to be trying to maintain a flat lumbar or even potentially slightly flexed. Now, keeping that glute contracted and the hip extended, we can push through this front foot a little bit to start to find a good stretch on this quad. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to close this angle between the calf and the hamstring here of the back leg. How close can I get my glute to my heel without arching the back and being able to keep that glute contracted? So we're after strong hip extension in this position. Okay, and being able to hold this for 30 seconds. The other thing we want to look at is from a front view. So from a front view, we're making sure the knee, the hip, and the heel are all in alignment. We don't want the hip to push out to one side and for the heel to be outside the hip alignment, or vice versa. So we're keeping everything stacked in that nice alignment. We're pushing back, keeping the rib cage pulled down, finding that stretch position, closing the angle between the heel and the glute here, and being able to hold that for 30 seconds. So when you video this, it's best to take 2 videos. You're going to need one video from the side view to make sure we can see where that knee is in relationship to the corner of the bench, but also how well you're closing that angle between the calf and the hamstring, and also making sure you're keeping the hip extended and we're not flexing or piking at that hip during this assessment. The second video is best taken from a front view, and this is just making sure that you're keeping the knee, hip, and shoulder aligned, and you're not moving the hip across to one side and moving around the stretch. Obviously, you're going to perform this assessment on both sides, so in total that's going to be 4 videos that you need to take when performing the hip extension assessment.